Hi, I'm Morgan, and I am an adult with autism, and I made a video for autism awareness, and you guys, the response has just been amazing, and I really appreciate it. I did promise I would make more videos of kind of what my experience is with autism is, and so this is one of such videos. I want to make sure that I say it right because we're just going to try it and see what happens. How about that? So one of how I experience things, I take things very literally sometimes. And I know that we were talking about before how I can somehow get locked in one side, or what I see over here doesn't necessarily come out. And this happens more often than I'd like to admit. So just anecdotally, I guess that sounded so weird coming out of my mouth. Sorry. But, I'll tell you a story, right? So last night my husband and I were talking, and about in August, to make sure I can get all my people right. So in August, my mother-in-law came to visit, and she brought with, while she was here, she was visiting with one of her best friends. And her best friend, who is just amazing, has a daughter that lives in Hawaii. And she was talking about how the mosquitoes are just awful. It's a rainforest and whatnot. Not to make anybody rethink their vacations or, but it was like, I was talking to my husband keep in mind this is August, now it's like October. So I've been thinking about this all of September and August. And finally I was able to talk to my husband. I'm like, isn't that fascinating? I bet people, because we live in Chicago or just outside Chicago, and the mosquitoes out here can get pretty awful, but they're not like they are in Florida or Hawaii. So I was talking to him and I was like, they have to understand mosquitoes at a whole new level. Oh my God, isn't that funny? It just must be a completely different experience. And I was completely like, can you believe it? And this is, last night I was talking to him about this. And he looked confused. And it was then that I realized why I thought it was so funny, because in my head over here, I had a picture of Lilo and Stitch. Right now it's funny. So the whole time I'm thinking about the people of Hawaiians watching Lilo and Stitch and just thinking that is the funniest thing in the world because of how many mosquitoes my mother-in-law's best friend was telling us that her daughter experiences. So I had to stop and say, oh my gosh, you know what? This whole time, I literally have had a picture of Lilo and Stitch in my head, and this is what I was thinking of. So that's how I dealt with it. And I'm really glad that happened, because now I know if I'm talking to somebody, I can say, and if they don't look like they're quite understanding what I'm saying, which I might have to check this a lot, I'm gonna have to check for extra pictures. The flip side of that, though, is that I can be engaged in a conversation with somebody and that is just rapid fire going off. I don't know where it's coming from, and it can be really funny. Other times, if it's a joke about mosquitoes in Hawaii and Lilo and Stitch, I have to literally wait a month for that to roll around in my head before I could not say it out loud. But I really like being able to say, you know what, this whole time I had a picture of Lilo and Stitch, and I just think it's hilarious. If I was a Hawaiian watching that movie, I think I would appreciate it at a whole new level. So also, who doesn't like thinking about Hawaii? But if I didn't say it out loud and I didn't go through this process, then it'd still be stuck up there and I would still be thinking about it till forever. So, it's good to get this stuff out. But one thing I forgot to mention in my video earlier today was that had I not said anything about seeing, had I not recognized that I had not said that I had seen Lilo and Stitch and that I was referring to Lilo and Stitch, because if you haven't seen the movie, spoiler alert, it's not a spoiler alert, there's a lot of mosquitoes in the movie. And there's a big thing about mosquitoes in the movie. And But I realized just now that had I not said that to my husband, actually verbalized it out loud, my feelings would have been hurt, because I would have assumed that he had known that I was talking about Lilo and Stitch, because it was so prevalent and so so vivid in my mind, that had I not said it out loud, I would have been upset at him, and then he would have not understood why. And I want to make sure that I say that, because, and I wouldn't have understood why, but like, so there's that kind of misunderstanding that can happen. Because I know, I guarantee you there's been times in the past that like, I've done the exact same thing to him, where I've left out what was going on over on the other side, and sorry. Well, not sorry, but like, I'm glad now that I can kind of see what's going on there. So I just wanted to make sure that I added that on, and that, so thankfully nobody's, had their feelings hurt by anything, because I was able to say what it was that I wanted to say. So have a great day. Thank you for watching. I'm going to keep doing videos if that's okay with everybody. And I never know how to end these things, so I'll just say have a great day, and thank you so much for everything. I really hope that this helps.